What's the deal, baby? You already know Big Boss Hogg, Boss Dog, Kpo through the dope. Here to talk to us football. Your boy is out rolling around, Brody and Mike couldn't make it, shout out to them. But I want to get my NFL quick takes real quick. All right, so Pete, you got Texans versus Jets. This is a must-win game for the Houston Texans. Every game down the stretch is a must-win game. They got to take care of business because you cannot rely on other people, right? You cannot rely on other teams to lose out or this team to beat this team to get to the playoffs. So this is a must-win game for the Houston Texans. A lot of people may sit there and say, oh, man, it's just the Jets. The Texans should win. It's a trap game for them, right? Now, on paper, the Texans should win. You know what I mean? They're a better team. I think offensively they have a better offense than the Jets, but don't sleep on the Jets, right? And the Texans have a history of playing down to their competition, right? They have a history of making games harder than what they need to be. So I think what the Texans got to do offensively is have a run game. They have to establish a run game and dominate the point of attack on the offensive line and, create running lanes for Singletary, create running lanes for Dameon Pierce, and I think that'll set up the pass game. Right? So this is a big game for them. You know what I mean? Like I say, every game down the stretch is a big game. I'm going to pick the Texans. I think the Texans will be able to pull it off, but I think it's going to be close. I got the Texans winning by a game-winning field goal, 24-21. The next game, and we're keeping this in the AFC South because, like I say, every game in the AFC South matters. You got the Colts versus the Bengals. You got Gardner Minshew, who had that great win last week. You got the Bengals who had that great win last week. They took care of business against the Jaguars. So, you got this Bengals team who's still chugging along and finding ways to win. You got this Colts team who is doing the same thing. It's amazing. You know what I mean? This is like a 50-50 toss-up game, But I think that the Bengals, right, will be able to make enough plays to beat the Colts. So I got the Bengals winning a close one, 17-14. I just think that they're going to do enough to beat the Colts. Next game, I told y'all we're keeping the FC South. We got Jaguars versus Browns, right? On paper, the Jacksonville Jaguars should win this game handily, right? We're just going to be honest. But the Jaguars did allow the Cincinnati Bengals with their backup quarterback to beat them last week, right? But although I want the Browns to win, I just think that the Browns offensively can't make enough plays. You know what I mean? They're losing quarterbacks, and, I think they down to their third straight quarterback. I mean, I know the Browns got the #1 defense in the NFL. I don't know, if they're going to be able to hold up. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be an interesting game, but I think the Jaguars will pull away late. I got the Jaguars winning 17-10 over the Cincinnati Bengals. And then we got the Monday night game. I think it's Monday night. Eagles versus Cowboys. You got the Philadelphia Eagles coming off a, horrific loss to the 49ers. They got punked, right? We just going to keep it a stack, but they got punked. The 49ers came into Philly and punked them. You would have thought the 49ers was the cold weather team. I mean, they was hitting. They was beating them on the offensive line, defensive line, point attack. They just was just doing everything better than the Eagles that particular night. You know what I mean? But one thing I know about them Eagles, they learn from their mistakes. And then they just added another weapon on their defense, Shaquille Leonard. They hungry. You know what I mean? I think they're going to come into this game motivated and inspired. Now you got the Dallas Cowboys who coming in on a hot streak. You know what I mean? They've won a couple of games in a row. The other wins were meaningless, you know what I mean? And then they beat Seattle, which is that decent win. I'll give them credit for that. So they coming in hot, you know what I mean? And they want to avenge their loss to the Eagles. They already lost to the Eagles previously. So this is going to be a good game, right? So that Boss got to say that these Eagles, man, I got the Eagles winning 24-17. I just think that Jalen Hurts gonna get this team going. He's gonna correct a lot of mistakes. He's gonna be able to control the pace of the game. Remember, how he gonna control the pace of the game? By using his legs, running the ball. I think Jalen Hurts is gonna play big in this game. I think Jalen Hurts is going to put this offense in position to win. And I just think he's going to have this team ready to go. You know what I mean? Including the head coach, Nick Sirianni. I think this team going to be ready to go. I think they're going to be motivated, and I think they're going to play how they're supposed to play. So I got the Eagles winning 24-17. Yet again, this boss with my NFL quick takes. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Boss gone.